one of the questions that I find lots of people ask me is, what's it like to be a theological student? What do you do in an average day? So I don't think there is an average day. Monday to Thursdays, the basic layout of the day is we have breakfast together, if you want to, at 8. Then there's morning prayer at 20 to 9, and I'm one of the coordinators for that. Lectures start at 9:30 and finish at 12:30, with some time to have a break in the middle. We have lunch, well, we go to chapel for half an hour together, that's led by students. We then have lunch together, and then there's afternoon lectures. Tuesdays we also have chapel, and then we have an evening meal together. Fridays is our private study day. So although you can have the structure of chapel, otherwise you're there to work independently. I take Saturdays off because we're encouraged to take a whole day off. Sundays I'm at my link church, sometimes leading worship, sometimes being there, sometimes supporting worship. Also for me, Wednesdays is a link church day, so I spend the afternoons in a craft session. Obviously that's very painful to me, not. People have asked about the styles of worship that we have at Queens. Now, we're an ecumenical college, so most of us are Methodist or we're Anglican, but we also have other independent students. So it's a real mixture. So sometimes we have an Anglo-Catholic Mass, which is beautiful, with the lecturers fully robed, leading communion. Other times we might have the worship group up and doing something quite different. Personally, I really enjoy the mixture because you get to experience traditions that you wouldn't otherwise have, and at Queens we have the opportunity to ask, why? Why do you worship that way? Why? And consider our own tradition as Methodists. Why is it that we do certain things? One of the really big differences for us is communion, whether it should be in individual cups or a chalice, and learning to understand why those things matter to each other has been really helpful. People sometimes ask about the prayer life at Queens, and I'm one of the coordinators for morning prayer. That means myself and another student have to make sure that it happens. We volunteer for the role. And that also involves both every day making sure there's someone to lead, I don't have to do it myself, and also preparing all the rotas. So we pray for every staff member for 1 week of term, and so there's several per week, and also praying for the students that lead lunchtime worship. And it's also my responsibility to make sure every person that we pray for that week has a card knowing that they're held in our prayers. We tend, although we don't have to follow the Anglican liturgy once for 1 month, the Methodist liturgy for the next month, and it's been a real privilege to work with some of the students, particularly Methodists, about understanding how we have daily prayer within the Methodist Church. We can organise other types of worship, so I also organise Friday morning prayer, which we use the sung Northumbria Community Liturgy.